Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Someone Scott Selections here for Thursday, April 20th. For again today's play of the day, quick recap what happened yesterday. We had a nice winner in baseball with the Rays -1.5 at -140 on BetMGM. Really doesn't get easier than that. The Rays scored 6 runs in the top of the first, scored a couple more later as they won the game 8-0. So never in doubt for the winner here on Thursday. And for today's play of the day, going to hockey, going to look at game 2 between the Lightning and the Maple Leafs, taking place at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this game, I'm going to take the total in this one. We're going to take the over 6 goals at -113 on BetOnline. Time recording of 1 a.m. Eastern Time. Covering why I'm going to take the over in this matchup. First reason, both teams offensively were very good this season, as Tampa Bay averaged 3.41 goals per game in the regular season, which ranked 8th, while Toronto averaged 3.39 goals per game, which ranked 9th. So we know both teams were good in the regular season, top 10. We know that Tampa has Stamkos, Kucherov, and Point, couple other good options, but those are the main three, and they're all very capable of scoring goals with these. Toronto still has Matthews, still has Tavares, still has Marner. Really just a lot of star power on both rosters offensively. Now, to go through the meetings this season, you've had a lot of high-scoring games. Game 1 in the series had 10 goals, and 3 of the 4 meetings this season, that's regular season and playoffs, had at least 7 goals this season. So when these teams get together, you tend to see the big weapons I just mentioned a second ago perform well. I think you should see a lot of goals in this matchup, especially considering who's in net for Toronto. They have Samsonov in net for game 2. Now, he was awful in game 1, which isn't exactly a surprise because in Samsonov's career, he is 1-7 straight up in the playoffs with a 3.45 goals against average and an 895 save percentage. So he is really, really bad in the playoffs, historically speaking. And once again, he gave up a bunch of goals in game 1. I think Tampa could really get him into some difficult spots. We know Tampa's power play was very good in game 1. It's very good in general. We know they're very creative and very talented. I think Samsonov could have let in a couple of softies, worst case scenario. And even though you have Vasilevsky in net for Tampa, he was fine in game 1, gave up a couple of goals as well. But I do think you'll end up seeing a lot of scoring chances, not to mention the fact that you're looking at the playoff component of it, which is a lot of empty net opportunities. We've seen teams pull goalies down 2, maybe even down 3 in the playoffs on occasion. So you might get a couple of empty netters there to maybe give you a push or a win if the game is somewhat close late. But you're looking at Tampa's injury report, which is a big reason why I still like the over. It's because Tampa might be missing a couple of really good defensemen. Both Victor Hedman and Chernak ended up getting injured in the middle of game 1, and they left. So they're questionable for this game. There's no guarantee if either will suit up, so there is a chance that both Hedman and Chernak will not play. And since Tampa won game 1, they might be more, I'd say, likely to rest both guys, or at least one of them, to keep them healthy for must-win games in the future. But you're looking at Tampa potentially missing its 2 best defensemen, and with Toronto's offense, I think you could see either team really perform well here. Not to mention the fact that if you get 3 goals from each team, you automatically win because the total's 6 and you go to overtime. But you're looking at the recent meetings this season. I mentioned the 4 meetings this season, but if you want to even date back further, the over is 8-2 in the last 10 meetings. But simply put, you're going to give me a Tampa team that has a very good offense and now might be missing its 2 best defensemen. You have a Toronto team with a goalie that's historically brutal in the playoffs, and they gave up 7 goals in game 1. I think 6 is too low of a total, and I'm going to take the overs. Play that once again here for Thursday, April 20th is going to be on the Lightning and Maple Leafs over 6 goals in game 2 at -113 on BetOnline. Bye, everyone.